What does diversity and inclusion mean to you?
So for me, I know it's two words I used an awful lot. For me, it's all about respecting individuality, respecting all differences, whatever those differences might be, and then supporting and valuing people so that they can be the best that they can be and feel like they belong in whatever environment they're in. So that's what D&I means for me.
Lovely. And how can coaching help create an inclusive workspace culture?
So as a coach working for the Activation Project, coaching is all about creating a safe space for the coachee, so the person getting coached or leader, to kind of explore what's going on for them. So that could be anything, something that's going on for them personally, something that's going on within their team. And my job as a coach is to give that coachee the sort of time and space to be thinking through their challenge or their issues by asking some really good questions. So questions to kind of really get people to think. And in asking those questions, it then enables the coachee to kind of really think things through and perhaps see things from a different perspective. So for me, I believe coaching kind of helps those leaders take a step back and then kind of think things through from a different perspective, because sometimes when you're in it, you can't always see what's going on. You kind of need to take a step back. And I think that then helps the coachees come up with better ways of doing things, whatever that might be, ways of working, not always just from a D&I perspective, that they might not have considered before. So for me, that's what the benefit of coaching is that time and space to think about how you're going to tackle something. But with the coach, they're asking you some questions.
Yeah, and I think that then gives you like confidence as well. So that's very good.
Yeah, and I think also I mean, I don't know about you, but I find if you've only got your own thoughts, it's always better to have somebody else to talk
Another
something
perspective.
through. Yeah, exactly, another perspective. So I think you learn something more, or you learn to do things in a different way by just having the opportunity to talk it through. And that's effectively what coaching is, that
Yeah,
space, time and opportunity to do things like that. So I think it really helps in the D&I space to be able to do that.
lovely. Can you cite an example of how you helped a coachee deal with their challenge of bringing in inclusion into their organisational sport?
Now I found this one quite hard to think of one example. So if it's okay with you, what I'm going to do is just talk you through a number of different examples where I felt, if I think of all the people that I've coached, because I've coached quite a lot of people, what have been some of the key themes. So I'll just go through some of the key themes, if that's okay. So for me, where I've seen leaders thinking about how they're going to tackle D&I in their workplace, sometimes it's been about helping leaders think about how they're going to empower their team, so how they're going to delegate effectively so somebody has the opportunity to learn and grow within their role. Sometimes we've seen people think about, well, what support do they need to give their teams so that they can be the best that they can be? And making sure that they're leading those people within that team on an individual basis, rather than saying, I've got a team of 10, I'm going to treat everybody the same. No, it's how you're going to look after the first person, the second person, the third person, etc. Give it a little bit like coaching, giving people time and space to actually grow and develop and try things and do things in a different way. And we all know that sometimes the only way you're going to learn is by making a mistake and not getting it right, and then thinking, how might you get it right next time? Definitely with the coaches that I've coached, it's giving them that time and space to have a different point of view and to think about, well, how do I want to go about tackling this? So how are they going to be authentically themselves? How are they going to think about the compassion and kindness that they want to be as a leader? And how they're going to treat all the people in their teams as human beings who've all got feelings, thoughts about things, and how they're going to meet the needs of all their team. I've also noticed that sometimes it's about helping people have confidence in their approach. So if you've got a difficult issue to tackle, how are you going to go about tackling that difficult issue rather than just going with the easy issues, which I think we all tend to do because we're all human beings. Or I'll sort that out first. But how are you going to tackle some of those difficult issues and kind of work that through? And then I suppose finally, it's all around how do you involve people in things that they are really passionate about. And that when people are passionate, they tend to go that extra mile. They tend to really work on something and get some fantastic results. So how do you help people who are passionate about things become even more passionate or get involved in something? And what I found is when the coaches or the leaders have done that, they found that the environment is so much more rewarding for people to work in, and then people grow, develop and flourish because they're in that environment where they can make mistakes, they can try things, they can get involved in things that they're passionate about. And then actually I think people feel more fulfilled as individuals. So actually the leader gets what they're looking for, the coachee, the person working for that leader gets what they're looking for, and it's a bit of a win-win situation. So I don't think I can just give one set example because it's not really like that, but I think often it's about a leader thinking about, well, what kind of leader do they want to be and how are they going to enable their team to be the best that they can be?
Lovely. Thank you so much.